Hello and welcome along and welcome back to the Old Stream Farm. We're in the kitchen this morning because we need to set up a contract before we head out. So we are going to pick up a contract today for baling hay specifically. Two reasons. One, it's worth £13,000, so we want to do that. And two, this will give us some excess bales to do with our to do some sheep with, and possibly some cows as well, because there's a couple of other baling contracts kicking about here. So we are going to borrow the items for this contract, nice and active, and we're going to have to head down to the shop to go and collect the equipment. So we'll grab that out, we'll jump in our disco, and we'll head out and up to the shop and to go and get the equipment and head out to the field. And we've actually got quite a good opportunity here to take on some contracts and do a little bit. We are still running a single day month, so we probably won't get much done this month other than just this single contract, but it should be enough to do it. And we're going to get to use this wonderful big crone mower as well. So I'm looking forward to that. This is out on field 42, which is just the other side of the river. So we're going to head out this way, and yeah, I think we can reach this area from this road here. We're not going to be able to get across the river any other way, so the quickest route does seem to be this way. And I think fairly quickly, oh, there's a car there. Fairly quickly we should be able to get out there and get this started. Yeah, just the other side of the bridge here is our grass field that we're working on. And it's fairly large. I mean, this is a fairly big piece of equipment, so I was expecting this to be a fairly large field. But it should allow us to get through this pretty quickly. Let's turn it on. Drop it all down. Oh, there we go. Does take a little while to drop everything down. And we want it to spread, so yeah. We don't want this to get rowed up straight away. We're looking to spread this because we're going to have to put the tether over it at the end and get that sorted. So yeah, getting it to spread out on the field should work fairly well. I don't need that on, but I could do with a little bit of light because it's early morning here on the Old Stream Farm, and yeah, it's still pretty dark because it is November, and therefore it's a darker part of the year. I can see why this field isn't an arable field. It's a really odd shape, and finding out exactly where the edge of it is quite difficult as well. Where it's separated from field 43 on the other side is also not overly well defined. I mean, there is a tree line, but exactly where the edge of the field is fairly hard to actually tell. I'm trying to keep an eye on that mower on the left-hand edge, make sure that all the grass is going into that. But yeah, this end of the field is really thin. Look at that. We've done that section there in one cut. So what I think I'm going to do is just clear out this end of the field and see if we can get all of this bit cut, and then we'll go up and do the top end. This mower is going to make very short work of this field. I think we're going to be finished on here without too much hassle, which is great. It means that we might actually be able to get the other field that is on our list with 15,000 done as well today, which would be absolutely great. And so we'll bring this down here. Yeah, get this end of the field done, and then we can turn around and get the other end done with very, very little hassle and clear the rest of this off and get this all tethered very, very quickly, which will be good. The quicker we can do this, the more jobs we can get done today. I was saying last time, actually, we have a pretty good setup for doing both chickens and sheep at the moment. We don't really have the money to get the cows going and to have the cost of the cows. So I think what we're gonna do here is get the hay off this, get it set up so that we can buy and feed sheep, and then from here what we'll be able to do is get things moving and then possibly get cows later, but I think it'd probably be more apt for us to sell off the cowshed, get that little bit of extra space back, and make sure that our cows, well, make sure that we have that extra bit of money to put into both buying sheep, buying chickens, and getting ourselves some, getting ourselves more equipment to do the vineyard as we go, where as opposed to the big outlay that we would have in order to afford the cows. So yeah, I think today is going to be much more about trying to get sheep set up and trying to do stuff for them. What I want to see is if there's another grass contract for this same farmer, or any other grass contracts that we can do for hay, because if we can do as many of these today as possible with this size machine, we are going to zip through them and very quickly make the feed and the money that we need to move forwards. There we have it. Very quickly and efficiently we've cut through this field and got this done and cut all of this. It shouldn't take us very long with the tractor we've been given for this contract to clear that off as well. And yeah, the more of these hay making contracts we can get through today, the better, as I was saying before. But that has cleared that off, and actually our entrance to the field is down this corner here. There we go. Beacons on. We'll take this back up to the shop and switch out for the tractor. I'd love to have a front-mounted tedder on this, but yeah, that's not going to be a possibility. Let's just park this over here for now. And yeah, we want to grab this. Wow, we could get our little Fiat on this. Or even our little Landai over there. But I kind of want to sell that. That tractor, I think we're going to end up selling. I want to be careful because obviously the more days we have it, the less it'll be worth. But with the new DLC coming, I think we're going to, instead of using this tractor, we're going to get something else. So let's just take this in. I think we'll sell this, return it, because it was something that I hadn't really planned on buying. There we go. And the longer I have it sitting there, the less it's going to be worth. So this has got no hours on it. It's been used to move one piece of kit. And it is worth 38,000. Yeah, we've lost money on that. But it's not a tractor I eventually want to have on the farm. So it is unfortunate. How much did we spend on that previous game day? Did we have any indication in our finances of that? Let's have a look. We spent 53,000. So I think that was, yeah, I think a large part of that was the tractor. I don't think we got anywhere near that with the with our cedar. So yeah, we've lost a bit of money on that, but can't really help it because, as I said, we're not going to be using that. I want to use The DLC is about 6 episodes out in this series, roughly. So I'm looking to grab a tractor at that point, which should be at the rate we're going, around about May time in game, which will be pretty much perfect for when we want to buy a tractor. So yeah, having one of the tractors from the DLC on here will be perfect. There we go. Which one? I don't know at the moment, but there's some good options that are included in with that we can probably have a play with. There we go. Won't take us very long with this tractor though, I think, to get this tethered, because this is a 930 Vario. Yeah, a lot of horsepower for this piece of kit on here. Really not something that's overly needed to run this bit of kit. One thing I do recommend as I'm going around here is if you're doing a start from scratch and you want to do multiple contracts, especially multiple grass contracts with the same equipment, but you have a hay baling one and a silage baling one, take the equipment for the silage baling one and hire a tedder separately. Don't do it the other way around, like I've got here, where if I now wanted to go and do a silage one, I would have to lease a bale wrapper, because the bale wrapper for the square bales, which we have for this contract, is so much more expensive to lease than this tedder would be if we'd gone the other way. So it's always worth going the route where you have to hire the tedder to do 2 sets of contracts, rather than going with having to hire the bale wrapper. If you can find a tedding contract that uses a baler with a built-in wrapper, that is even better. And then you can just do everything, which would be obviously so much better. But I don't think, I mean, let's just have a look at our contracts that we have here. I don't think any of these baling contracts, in fact, you can't tell most of the time what baler these come with, because it only shows like 4 pieces of equipment. This one shows it. This must, there we go. Yeah, it does. It scrolls across. So that's a silage one that doesn't include a wrapper. This is, no, that's a wrapper. That's a wrapper. Tedder. Here we go. So what baler's on this? We've just got the small pottinger. So yeah, it's really you're gonna have to hire a wrapper or a tedder, and if you go in that route, the tedder is always cheaper. Like the mower, this tedder is making short work of this field. I don't think we're I don't think we're gonna make it much further than this field today now. It is still taking a little bit of time to get through this, but we are still getting through this fairly well. It's not the widest tedder in the world, this, but it is one that is working fairly well. And as I said, this tractor is a fair amount of overkill for what we're doing with this. I think it's like 70, 80 horsepower for this tedder. And this tractor has got to have about 250, probably close to 300. It wouldn't surprise me. Especially with the size of baler that we've got on here. I think the baler we've got on here actually is like 350. So it may even be that this tractor has that sort of level of horsepower. A very, very large bit of overkill, this, really. Buying that tractor last time very much was a mistake. I think we could have got away with doing something simple like we've got in small tractors. We could have just got the little Porsche to buy that would have cost us less money than the others. So yeah, I am a little bit annoyed with myself for basically doing that. We didn't need to, and it's cost us a few thousand, which hopefully is not going to cost us overall. But I could really have done with not spending all of that money. Especially as we are going to have to borrow more in order to fully set up our vineyard. Maybe we'll be lucky. Maybe one of the keys to doing a vineyard is from scratch is going to be things like doing contracts like this. I mean, this contract is worth a decent amount of money. We are going to get enough grass off it to do our sheep, I think. If we don't, then we can always do some more hay come the new year. There we go. But yeah, I think the key very much is going to be to doing a regular number of contracts just to get ourselves in a position where we've got a decent amount of money. Back to the store, and we need to get the windrower on here now. So let's bring this round here. Back this up over to here and drop this down. So yeah, windrower, baler, and pickup. Still to go. The baling shouldn't take us very long, I don't think, and the pickup. Well, we'll see how many bales we get off here. I'm hoping that we get quite a few bales, because I'd like to have 4 or 5 bales, but to get 5 bales, we're gonna have to do 25 in total off this field. And then those 5 bales might be enough to see us through the winter with the sheep. That's the thing. And if I sell the cowshed, that'll bring in probably about 60,000, I think. Open us up another field and give us somewhere where we can either again put more grapes in, or we can put a grass field in. So we'll see how that goes. All in all, though, this is quite an interesting setup we've got here. And the choices we make now are going to shape this farm very much as we go forwards. Right, there we go. And as I said at the beginning, we are definitely not going to be able to afford the harvester on here. Right, let's bring the menu up. What have we got? Work mode. We've got work mode left. I want work mode center. So toggle work mode is control Y, middle. There we go. And turn it on. Drop it down. And let's row up this field. Ready for a baler. One nice thing about this contract is the equipment has all been roughly the same width so far. Obviously, after this, it gets a lot smaller, but it means everything initially fits together and we get a nice, clean start to this. Quite difficult to see this in the shade, but there we go. But yeah, having done a couple of headlands, we should be ready to go up and down the field. We'll get the far end of the field done, and it's all roughly the same width, which makes for a very similar run around the field each time, without much issue, which is absolutely great. I am loving this setup. This merger is really nice. I've used this before. But it just does the job so well. And yeah, I'm quite pleased with this setup. It's quite a nice bit of kit that we're running on here to do this fairly large field. The shadows are getting really rather long on here now. It's amazing the way the lighting works in FS22. I absolutely love it. But yeah, it's where you've got trees along the side like this, you tend to get quite long shadows in the winter time. Makes it harder to see, especially in cab. exactly where things like where grass are laying is. So I'm doing a lot of out of cab work along here at the moment. It is a lot of grass on here, which is great. If we can get, as I said, if we can get 25 bales off this field, that will leave us 5 bales to get the sheep set up next time, which will be a brilliant start for them, and I'll be quite happy with that. And I think in the overall scheme of things, I think we're going to need the money from the cow barn rather than the actual cow barn. So yeah, we can sell that at some point and get that field back, and maybe even plow it in and replant the grass, because it's very, very patchy in there at the moment. And get that done, and get that replanted come the springtime, I think. About the same sort of time as we start putting in our grapevines as well. It has taken me slightly longer to do this today than I was expecting. Yeah, very much thought we were going to be finished on this field a lot sooner than we are. But there's more jobs to be done here in doing this than you realise. And each one itself takes an interesting amount of time. Or a large amount of time than again you really think they're going to. There are ways that you can merge jobs together. Not easily so much with this. If we had a front tedder, we could ted and row at the same time, or if we had a front rake that we could pull this all together with, we could do that at the same time as we then bale. But yeah, there's nothing. Unless we combine 2 jobs in one, not much we can do. I think when we're doing silage, there is a bit, because the large mower we have, that will row stuff up. So, yeah, you can cut and row at the same time there, and then you're jumping straight into doing the baling. And if you've got a baler that's also a wrapper at the same time, you've basically got just 3 jobs and you're done. Because then you've got the collection. But with this, it's taken us a little longer. We are done, though. So, yeah, time to head back to the shop and get the baler and get this field baled up. Got the baler on, and we're back to the field. There we go. Right, let's turn it on. Oh, let's unfold it. Turn it on. There we go, and yeah. This is a chunky baler, but really nice looking one. And we should be able to get plenty of bales off here. How quickly is this going to fill up with the bale is my first question. We need more lights. The light is fading quickly on here now, because it is 5 or 10 to 5 in game. And we are juicing our first bale around about here. So yeah, 25 bales, not completely out of the realm of possibility here, which is very good news. We should get a decent number of bales to do our sheep with. It's just coming up to 5:30, and it looks like we might be trying to find these bales in the dark, which is not my favourite way to go bale hunting. There are... Oh, yeah. Finding bales in the dark on any field is always a pain, and I could really do with that not being something I need to do on here. As a result, I'm trying to keep track of where I can see bales on here. But yeah, it's not going to be easy to get all of these collected up, and we may end up leaving a bale or 2 on the field, unfortunately. Not the end of the world, so long as we complete the contract. I can then go and collect up those erratic or leftover bales fairly easily. All in all, though, we've got a nice number off here. I don't know if our menu does show us how many bales we've created today. Let's have a look. Yeah, it does. So it didn't used to do that in FS 19, but it does that in 22. So we've done 8 so far. We may not get the 25. I was hoping. If we doubled the number here, that would be 16. 80% of that. Yeah. We're looking at about 3 or 4 bales. It's a good start, and it will give us something to feed our sheep with, but it's not quite the number that I'd hoped for on here. Still, that's okay. Gone 6:30, and we've still got several rows still to bale up. I'm not sure that we're going to be able to pick these up tonight. I think this is going to have to be a job that we finish off next game day, because trying to find these bales on this field is going to be tough. It's not going to be a very easy thing to do, I don't think. We've got bales upon bales upon bales. We are up to 15 bales, so we are going to have more than 16, because I think we've just hit 16. Yep. Well, this job has taken longer than I thought, but we are at least on the final row of baling now. If we come to a very little bit missing at the end of this bale, we might go and have a look around the field, see if there's anything else. 10%. Oh, we probably do have a bit hanging around the field. This is where it gets really difficult when doing this job, because now I've got to hunt around the field a little bit, see if we've got this last little bit of hay that we might be able to pick up off the ground. Hopefully not end up in the water. There we go. And just clear up these last few bits. Still, we're still on 89%. I don't think there's enough kicking around the rest of this field. Oh, there's a few bits hanging around the edges, actually. Right, this might be enough to throw it up. The trouble is, these bales are 7,000 litres. They're fairly large bales. So they're going to hold quite a large amount, and taking it up even just 10% is 700 litres. So finding 700 litres of errant hay around this field is not the easiest thing. When you're dealing with smaller bales, it's so much easier to get that last little bit. This is gonna be just short. Like, I have an exactly full baler. That would be fantastic. Oh, the deer are running around after dark. We are ridiculously close to another bale, but it looks to me like we don't have enough hay hanging around the field to get it all. Yeah, if there was some there, it's not going to pick it up. So there we go. That is that done, I think. How many bales did we get? 18 in total. That's not bad at all. 80% of that should give us about 3 bales. I think it depends on how much it needs. Yeah, it's gone pretty well. Taken longer than I expected. It's 10 to 8 now in game. So it's been a 12-hour day on the farm. I'm just going to turn the baler off because it's quite loud. There we go. And yes, so we will pick this up with picking up bales next video, and see if we can complete this contract fairly quickly, and then move on to getting some sheep. So I hope you'll join me for that. For now, though, we're going to leave this here. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.